Kelly Osbourne has admitted that 2 years ago she had a secret gastric sleeve surgery which helped her lose more than 6 stone. Talking about it, she said she's proud of it. It's the best thing that she's ever done. Judy, do you think that she was right to be open about this? Do you think people should be open about these kind of procedures?
I think, you know, obviously on an individual basis is different, but I think when you're in the public eye and stuff like that, I think it is important to be a little bit more transparent in those things, because people might look up to you, people might feel like, you know, oh, they can do this if you've done it. You know, I've had a family member that didn't tell anybody that they had a gastric, and then they lost loads of weight and kept on going on to everybody. Oh, you know, you could do this. Look, I walk every day, I jog every day. The weight is dropping off. It's a lifestyle change. And then like a year later when they weren't well, that's when they came out that they had a gastric band. And it was like, it makes people feel in that moment like, oh, they're not doing good enough. They're not trying hard enough. Where there's some people that have a medical condition like overactive thyroids or underactive thyroids that makes you hold weight a lot more. So I think in that sense, where you know people are going to be encouraged by your actions, you need to be honest with the actions that you took to be able to get to the place where you are, especially if that's losing weight.
Do people not have a right to their own privacy? I mean, you know, Kelly Osbourne has decided to talk about it, which is great. She's obviously comfortable with it now, a couple of years after the event. If she hadn't have, it wouldn't have bothered me. I mean, I do think that people have a right to their privacy, don't they? Jay?
I think if you're an ordinary member of the public, yes, absolutely. But I think when you're a celebrity, there is a trade-off. You know, there's a lot of things that happen when you're a celebrity. You get into nice restaurants, maybe ahead of everybody else. You get freebies, etc. And part of the trade-off is that you do lose a bit of your privacy. And I think that, particularly if you're a young celebrity, I think it's right that Kelly has come out and said this, because there will be young followers on social media who will see that she's lost weight, see that she's looking great. And she has also put in effort on the back of this operation as well. It's not just the operation. But I think you have to be honest, and it's something her mum has always been. Sharon Osbourne has always said, I don't look like this naturally. I've suffered surgery to look like this.
Yeah, but how far does that you have to be honest extend? I mean, we're talking about this.
Not if it's a medical issue. If you have a very serious medical issue that isn't something that other people are going to want to emulate, then absolutely you don't have to say anything. Well, a gastric band, I think, particularly as a lot of celebrities do DVD fitness things and they do diet deals.
If you look at it that way. I mean, how many airbrush photographs have we had of ourselves that go out there?
But you know,
we always say that there would be an airbrush?
You know they're airbrushed.
No, you don't. We don't always declare.
No, but my followers would know.
I think for me, with my followers, I will put up pictures which look, you know, phenomenal and, you know, just had a filter or so on. I don't change the appearance of my physical appearance. But then I make sure I put pictures up with me with, you know, my hair not combed, no eyebrows, so that they know, look, it's okay to not look fully glamorous every day and not be consumed. Because we've got to be honest, we know people look at social media and idolise it and think, oh my gosh, I want to look like all that time. So it's my responsibility to show people, look, sometimes...
So people who follow you, when they see all your normal pictures, they know that when you put up something extra glamorous, it probably has been airbrushed.
Yeah, and I
nobody's going to know if you lose weight whether you've had a gastric band or not, unless you tell them.
Yeah, but I mean, I support that. I mean, I look like a bag of spanners on my social media most of the time. I'm not making any pretenses, but I still think that as an individual, despite the fact you're a celebrity, you have a right to privacy. People want to know everyone's business these days. What if you've had IVF? Do you then have a duty to tell the world? Yeah, I mean, or are you not allowed to have that?
That's a different thing. I agree with Judy and Jane in the fact that there is a level of a duty of care that has got to have if you're a role model to youngsters. For example, you've got people who are you have people who are getting their butts enlarged for whatever reason because they think it looks good, and then you've got youngsters who are following them thinking, oh, instead of doing the squats and running up and down the stairs, they're going to go and inject themselves with things that they don't understand because this person has done it. And some people it actually ends up in death with that. But, you know, you've got makeup is the first airbrushing thing of ever. That's what I always say. You go to bed with Sharon, you wake up with Stan. It's a totally different thing. So I try my best to make sure that I don't have a lot of makeup. I started, you know, when you go on television, you have to put the makeup on for it to look good. But I try my best when I'm not on telly to look as less makeup as possible so that you can see me.
Yeah, and that's great and that's healthy. But, you know, if we're honest, the advertising industry, and without getting myself into legal difficulty, I wouldn't say it lies to us all the time, but we're being sold mistruths all the time with marketing, with advertising, etc. And I think we put an undue pressure on individual celebrities. Actually, what we want to do is take responsibility for ourselves and have a conversation with ourselves about what's important to us, not...
But do you think it's
rather looking at random
so say
celebrities.
A celebrity has a gastric band, does a deal with a diet company, for example, and says, hey, look at all this weight I've lost, you know, from taking this amazing product. You think that they have a right to not tell people that they've had a gastric band?
I think that's between them and the diet company. And, I mean, they're going to sign a contract. And if they're going to sign a contract to lie, then they've got a legal problem there. But in terms of to followers, I think people...
But are they lying? But your argument is that they're not lying, they're just withholding information.
Well, but I wasn't talking about people taking a deal and taking money for it. I was just talking about in their personal life, do they have a right to their own privacy? I think they do. I think they do. And I think we have to...
differ on that
one. We do beg to differ. We do beg to differ.